I'm Dane, and this is Dane Explains. You may recall a video I did a little over a month ago about us passing into what's called the singularity, because agentic AI has begun to self-improve. A few weeks later, I also did a video on what agentic AI is. Well, today I'd like to talk about what that means for most people, not just the programmers out there who are actively taking advantage of agentic AI. Well, how will it affect the average person? Let me explain. Before I dive in, I'd like to do a quick recap on what agentic AI is, just in case you didn't watch my last video on the subject. Agentic AI differs from classical AI like ChatGPT and Grok because it can be self-directed, similar to a human or an animal, at least on the surface where you see it. It's not just turn-based, where you have a prompt followed by a response by the AI. It's more like a human that can carry out actions independent of the user-generated prompts. For now, it's more or less a scaffold built on top of classical AI and not inherent to the models themselves. But if you want more info on that, you can watch my previous videos on the subject. The people who have been seeing the immediate benefits of it are programmers, mostly because they saw a need and they built a solution. Think of it like the advent of household appliances. Before appliances existed, all household chores needed to be done by hand. Whether it was cleaning, washing, or preserving food. Now we have vacuums that vacuum by themselves, washers that only need to be filled and emptied, and freezers we can just put food in to preserve it, so we don't have to worry about canning, pickling, or drying our food to preserve it. Programming, up until what we call today vibe coding, was still all done by hand. You could use building blocks called libraries, but those still had to be made by someone, and they're more like packaged ingredients rather than an end-to-end solution. Some people saw that large language models, similar to ChatGPT, could speak code, because programming language is, after all, a language. So programming went from something like a contractor who has to measure every angle and know where every wire and pipe comes and goes, to more of an architect who doesn't have to worry about how and where the pipes will be run. As LLMs became more capable, it was realized that AI were capable of not only building the pieces, but figuring out the best way to put them together. So we could take an even further step back, where the AI became the architects and the contractors, and the programmers could act only as city planners. So in the few years since AI hit the scene, programmers have gone from doing everything themselves by hand, like it's still the 19th century, to sitting back while technology takes care of almost all of their needs, like they're the Jetsons. That is what vibe coding is. All well and great for programmers, but what does this agency mean for everyone else? Why does it matter? It matters because the tool of agentic AI can be applied to almost all walks of life. It's the last step that had to be taken that held technology back as just very useful tools, rather than something that sees a problem and does something about it, without needing a human to initiate the action. Similar to how technology is depicted in sci-fi books, movies, and TV shows, with characters like Rosie the Robot and the Jetsons. The immediate effect for the average person is that AI is going to be better at online customer service. It's not just AI that can give you advice based on currently available information, but one that can actually investigate and fix issues, or even do extremely difficult, annoying tasks like many of us in the US are dealing with this time of year, taxes. After that, AI will probably perform its most important trick and replace the key component that humans use to upkeep and maintain everything around them in their daily lives. Us. Or nearly so. For that to happen, we will need humanoid robots that will be controlled by AI agents. And there are many companies developing such robots right now. Once they arrive, they will likely do many of the things we consider drudgery today, like doing the dishes, sweeping floors, and even mowing lawns and fixing things that are broken, like appliances, electrical fixtures, and leaky pipes. because agentic AIs are already doing more difficult problem solving and program building tasks. The only missing components for fixing things that are physically broken, and not just broken in the software layer, is a body with articulating appendages, like we have. This means that the futuristic conveniences of a post-scarcity sci-fi future are finally here. They just haven't hit the market yet. So to answer the question, what's agentic AI going to do for you? So much you won't know how you lived before it existed. And it's all going to happen fast. So buckle up. And thank you for watching. If you like this video and other topics ranging from theology to science, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon to get extra content and special perks. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.